Yo, what's going on, guys? Happy CPI day. This video is going to have a mix-up of both AM and PM session. I wasn't able to get the AM session uploaded before all the PM trades got finished up. So this is going to have kind of a two-part feel to it. So you're going to see the 4 trades discussed on the AM session first, and then stick around to the end because I made a little trade recap video for the PM session trade, which did hit a few take profits for us on the S&P 500. But all in all, it was a very good day, a profitable day for us inside the in the Discord and for myself personally. But hope you guys enjoy. Perfect. All right, good morning, guys. Good morning. We have obviously CPI today. CPI came out pre-market, came out bearish. Bearish for the indices, bullish for the US dollar. Couple key things I wanted to cover with you guys really quickly is going to actually be on the 4-hour time frame for both of these. And the one thing I just wanted to point out really quick in terms of bullishness, we have this bullish SMT at these lows. We see the NQ took out this sell side level that we had marked out from yesterday. And then we have this same low not being taken out on ES. I don't necessarily have full conviction that we won't trade lower yet today. As of right now, I would actually say I'm leaning a little bit more bearish than I am bullish. But I wanted you guys to at least be aware of that bullish SMT that is there on the 4-hour. So if we do get long, we have that as obviously a confluence. One of the reasons I'm leaning a little bit more bearish is obviously, one, because of the high impact news release, thinking that we could push price lower, only because I would expect the dollar to want to soar. I would expect the dollar, this is where the CPI news candle came out, and I honestly would expect at least this high to be traded back to and through on the dollar, which I would expect lower prices then for ES and NQ. And we just worked up into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap, bearish order block that took out all this liquidity here yesterday during PM session, which I don't know if anybody, I know Alex said that she caught the trade yesterday in PM session. I wasn't even on charts anymore, but checked it later, and it literally played out almost picture perfect in terms of the level that we were waiting for a reversal from. So that was cool to see. Good day yesterday. Obviously, we took a loss right away to start the session and then came back and got a dub, so all is good there. As far as this price right now, kind of wanted to see a little bit more. I'm looking at this 5-minute time frame, and I'm seeing this bullish fair value gap get respected currently. So I really wanted to see that get disrespected before being willing to get short. Otherwise, we could just see this thing push even higher, because we did obviously sweep some pretty significant sell side levels. But we're kind of in a middle ground right this very second, because we have this, bearish fair value gap that we're in on the 15. And we got to see what's going to get respected, what's going to get disrespected. And there wasn't really as dramatic of a move, in my opinion, in the previous hour and a half of price that I feel like we usually do get a much more significant move for CPI. Usually you see price trend really hard one direction from about 8:30 Eastern all the way to 10, and then you see price start to roll back over and then go take out the CPI or high or low. Usually it's been a low. Looking at previous CPI data, open this up. All previous CPI data days, for the most part, ever since March and April, we've just seen all these news releases come out super bullish for the indices. So they rip usually strong for the first 90 minutes of New York session, and then they just roll right back over. This is going to be the first time in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months that we've had an actual bullish release on CPI for the dollar. And then going out to the daily time frame, just again looking at where we're at on the daily. So where we're at on the daily is we took out that low, obviously. We took out yesterday's previous daily low. We're already displacing right back into the range. I would say the way that the daily candle closed yesterday, it gave me a sense of bearishness. The way that this candle failed to breach the high of day yesterday and then sold right off in the body, a bigger body down close candle than the previous bullish candle. So gave me a little bit of sense of bearishness with that close. So I'm pretty neutral right now, to be honest with you. But understanding that we're still respecting this fair value gap here on the daily time frame. So we're gonna just react and go off of what price shows us here. We got bullish FEGs forming now on the 2-minute for both ES and NQ. Guess we'll wait on that. Let's go take a peek at oil. Oil finally had a nice sell-off after tapping into that weekly fair value gap. I wouldn't mind getting short on oil today. Truth be told, though, at this point, I'd like to see this internal high get taken and then roll back over. Dig a little bit deeper into this order block here on the 5-minute. Take out this internal high. But yeah, just waiting for right now, guys. Nothing's really showing any disrespect yet. We got that bearish gap up here, bullish gap down here. We're just bouncing back and forth right now between them. But yeah, planning to get short, guys. Planning to get short. Right here inside this 2-minute fair value gap. And gonna look to target CPI low. So yeah, just eyeing this up. Refined a little bit, going more so off this 5-minute order block, but looking at smaller time frames, we have 2 inefficiencies inside of this 5-minute order block. One right here. And then one right here. So obviously we want our stop loss to cover both of those. But if we expect dollar to push higher, we should see Euro USD push lower. So we'll just keep that in mind. 5-minute here on NQ. Looks like we were tapping into that 5-minute order block right now. Didn't trigger me in just yet. You guys might have gotten a fill. Now I am triggered in. I am also out, Jimmy. But I guess to me the main thing that catches my eye initially was this structure. So I at least want this structure to hold, and if it doesn't hold, to me that's where we become invalid. I don't think we become invalid necessarily just if we get below this candle, even by a little bit. So that's my logic here. But would become invalid if we break this structure, start heading lower. At that point, my eyes would shift to this BPR. And just wait to see what that looked like after we got there. But yeah, both trades, in my opinion, decent setups. You could argue price action. You wish price action looked a little bit different maybe on probably both of them, to be honest. But decent setup here. I liked it. There's also a decent setup. The only thing that would make it a little bit better would be having cleaner price action to find a cleaner entry point and cleaner stop loss placement. That'd be about it, though. But we felt the draw, or I felt the draw was lower. After we got this huge displacement down to take out CPI low, I felt like the draw was lower. Now, obviously, with new data, we feel the draw is higher. Just tapped into that 3-minute. My entry's right below it. My limit order is on top step. All right, great. All right, so I got tapped in, guys. Let's see what we get here. Looking at the hourly. Boy, would love to see this hour candle just explode. 5-minute gap right here as well. So yeah, no, we got a good amount of confluence. I guess at this point we can definitely reduce our risk to below both of these inefficiencies at a bare minimum. So go from a 20 whatever point stop it was to 16. We're taking this high currently, guys. I want to see a nice close above there personally. Manage your account however you want to manage it. I do see this 2 minute gap here. 2 minute, this is looking like it's forming a breaker with these down close candles. So manage your trade however you'd like, guys. How I'm choosing to manage it is by removing risk now that we've taken this short-term high. Just reducing it a little bit, going to the low of the, what is it, the 1 minute, this structure here. But let me know if you guys have any questions on anything quick. I'm probably gonna go make another cup of coffee. I've been here 90 minutes. You could say my cup number one's almost gone, but now it's cold at this point. All right, no questions. All right, I'm gonna go make another cup of Joe. When I get back, this thing better be at TP. Keep an eye on this, guys. Don't let it misbehave. All right. What'd I miss? Looks good. Looks good. That 2 minute gap didn't get traded back to, which kind of scares me. It's almost Halloween though, so spooky season, am I right? 15 minutes. I do like that 15-minute gap was not open or not left open at this point. Partial to that 5-minute OB. Yeah, you guys can partial if you guys want. It's up to you guys. Let's go. Give us one more break of structure. Get again when 3 minute, 1 minute. I guess we'll watch this 1 minute time frame. Like to see strong displacement through here. Relative equal highs right here. If we get that, probably good removing risk totally. Ayo. Alright guys, so I do think I would like to go risk free at this point. We came back down, mitigated this fair value gap, retapped our entry. Now we're expanding back higher. We just broke structure. So barring just some weird random little wick, would like to see this rip straight to our buy side. What a bitch. Probably gonna stop that break even here. Yep. I just didn't think keeping risk on made any sense anymore. What's up, YouTube? Wanted to make this quick little addition to the YouTube video for today's session. So this came after the Zoom call ended, but took this scalp during the lunch hour. Took a couple scalps, actually. I'm going to turn my executions on so you guys can see. Settings, trading, executions. Okay, so a couple things I want to go over here. I took this long initially, and keep in mind this is a high-risk scalp that I took just one contract on NQ, and I bought this contract because we had come down, mitigated all of these inefficiencies, and I was anticipating before the break of structure that we were going to break this bearish 1 minute fair value gap, and then essentially, if anything, use it as inverse. So once this candle closed and this candle opened up and pulled down, I took my entry and wanted to target these highs. Well, mainly this high because this high hadn't been put in yet. And as you guys can see, I get in. My stop at this point in time was below this low. So I was really only going for pretty much a 1-to-1 and seeing if anything was going to run after that. So what I did is price runs up, takes out this short-term high. At that point, I removed risk, thinking we're going to make it there, and we don't. We come back. I could stop that break even here on this candle. So I draw up my handy-dandy Fibonacci, and I see this 1 minute inefficiency. So my buy limit was actually set right there, right on that 705 level, and price comes down to the 618 and immediately respects it, bounces up. And right here, I see price break structure to the upside one more time. So I don't really care about this bearish fair value gap because we've got relative equal highs above, and my bias is bullish based on the entire analysis I had done up to this point. So once we broke structure again, had a nice setup with an order block overlapping the fair value gap, took another entry right inside of there. As you guys can see, I did 2 contracts. I'm not sure why I divided them by 1 and 1 there. But anyway, I did 2 contracts there and then sold both of those contracts there once we took out this high. So got a nice almost full 1 to 2 risk to reward 1.8 R. So I am ending the day in profits. As far as the live session goes, obviously you guys saw that I got stopped at break even here after a nice 32-point move. And kind of unfortunate, you know, I wanted to make back what I had lost, and I was still pretty confident in the draw being higher, and I still am until something changes drastically on a bigger time frame and we get, you know, if we get displacement down, that'll be different. But all in all, I wanted to include this in here because I did take it, and now me officially, I'm above break even. I am green on the day, not by much, you know, maybe by a few $100 or something like that. But I didn't take a partial here when a lot of people on the call did. So I guess we'll call it even now. So that's where we're at for the day. CPI day, pretty interesting price action so far. We'll see if there's anything for PM session. Hopefully you guys did well today, but I'll talk to you guys later. All right, here it is, guys, the trade recap for PM session. So I'm going to go over S&P 500, and then I'm also going to go over oil. Oil was not a trade that I took. It was just a analysis that I gave out, and I wanted to go over it, and you'll see a little bit of that in the AM session part of the recording. But here we go. PM session, we see that the S&P 500 failed all morning to break through this 15-minute bearish fair value gap inside of this bearish 15-minute order block here on the S&P 500. So after lunch hour, was watching this. Keep in mind, NQ had already taken out this buy-side liquidity, so we had pretty prominent bearish S&T at the highs. So that was a huge confluence for me in this trade. And on the 5-minute time frame, was waiting for a 5-minute fair value gap to form, which we got right over top of this swing low. So once this 5-minute fair value gap candle closed and created the fair value gap, set my limit order, price comes back, triggers us in, and then sells off TP1 right here at this low. And then TP2 is going to be down here. This is pretty much one big inefficiency. So you got a, you know, fair value gap here and here. All of these were below equilibrium, and just based on my trade management, I had 2 contracts on this trade, and I will turn on the trade execution so you guys can see for this trade on the S&P 500. So put 2 contracts on here at 45.25 right here, and then took 1 partial off on this candle as we started selling off through this low in TP1. So as you guys can see, I bought back 1 contract at 45.1625. So that would be right here is where I grabbed my TP1. So actually below TP1 is where I bought back that contract, and then took that second contract off right here at 45.10. So 45.10 is right here. So as price came down right above this inefficiency is when I bought back that next contract, and then price came through this inefficiency. I did have a runner on for these couple levels. It was very small on MetaTrader, but I did leave a couple runners, or I did leave a runner on for these couple of lows that I thought might get taken out. This is the New York session AM low, and then this is the CPI candle low from pre-market. Thought maybe we could see a push down there before the end of the day. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm completely out of this trade at this point as we started working back up. Just closed whatever I had left on MetaTrader and called it a day. But all in all, it was a great day for this. As promised, I'll go over the oil trade as well. Like I said, I didn't take it, but as you guys saw in the earlier part of the video, I did go over this trade. And what I wanted to see was price come into this 5-minute order block. And I wasn't convinced on taking the trade right away, right off that order block. Obviously, you could have if your stop loss was above this high, but I wanted to see more displacement down. So, here on the 5-minute time frame, this would have been where that took place. You got one more break of structure here. Below here, fair value gap, price pulls back into it. Stop loss could have been above the fair value gap candle or whatever it might be, targeting this sell side liquidity from this morning's AM session. So these executions was a mistake. I was trying to screenshot this for the Discord and accidentally somehow entered a sell. But I closed it instantly. I think I lost like $10 on it on accident, but it is what it is. So this was a winning analysis. Didn't participate in it, and then obviously we had a green day on NQ this morning, and then finished off the day with this nice trade on the S&P 500, guys. So great day overall. Great CPI. We got PPI tomorrow. Excited to get back to it and see where we are at to finish off the week. Hope you guys had a great day. We'll talk soon.